Hi, my name is Jewel. In this video, I am introducing the original divine human template. Some people feel broken. Others feel lost or incapable in ways they can't quite explain. But if you look a little closer, a little deeper beneath those labels, what many people are actually feeling is a sense of not being fully here, not incapable, not lost, not broken, just offline, maybe slightly offline, maybe more than that, as if something essential never quite came online the way it was meant to. If you've ever felt that quiet sense of operating at a reduced level of yourself, this is for you. When people sense something is missing, they tend to look for explanations. They assume they need healing, confidence, purpose, discipline, a breakthrough. So they work on themselves. They improve, they optimize, they try to become better versions of who they are. And yet the feeling that something is missing remains. Because what is missing is not something you build. It is something that was always there, but just not fully online. The original divine human template. The original divine human template is not an ideal. It is not a goal. It is not enlightenment, perfection, ascension, or a future state. It is the baseline operating state of a human being when nothing essential is suppressed. It doesn't make someone special. It doesn't make life dramatic. It makes the system coherent, harmonically coherent, clear, present, stable, not elevated above life, fully inside it. And this distinction matters. The template is not lost. It is already there. It has always been there. Most people have lost access to this template, not because of failure or trauma alone. They lose access because the system adapts. Early on, the human system learns something very quietly. That full presence can be inconvenient. That truth can cause friction. That clarity can disrupt relationships, expectations, and structures. So the system learns to tone itself down. Not all at once, not consciously. It learns to stay manageable, stay acceptable, stay functional. And over time, this becomes normal. The system still works, but it is no longer running at full harmonic coherence. When the original template isn't fully online, people often describe life like this: always managing themselves, always adjusting, always compensating, always explaining or justifying, always talking it out, always tired in a way rest or sleep doesn't fix. They may function well. They may even succeed, but something feels muted, split, held back, not because something is wrong, but because something essential is contained. And this is important. Coming online does not feel like becoming someone new. It feels like stopping the suppression of who you already are. When the original divine human template comes online, there's less internal negotiation, less noise, less effort to be yourself. People don't feel high or euphoric, they feel present. Decisions feel simpler. Emotions move without sticking. The body feels safer, not because life changed, but because the system is no longer divided. When the template is online, the system is no longer split between sensing versus managing, truth versus adaptation, presence versus performance. Because of that, several domains of life reorganize naturally without effort or strategy. And here are some examples regarding what changes structurally on the foundation level and what that allows. Relationships, what changes structurally? Less unconscious adjustment to others, reduced tolerance for inconsistencies or mask interaction, clearer boundaries without explanation or defense. What this allows is relationships that stabilize instead of drain, fewer entanglements based on obligations or roles, more accurate resonance with who and what actually fits. People don't become isolated. They become selective without justification. Health in the body. What changes structurally? The nervous system exits constant vigilance. The physical tension reduces without active regulation. Emotional signals complete their cycle. What this allows is better recovery and rest, fewer stress-based symptoms, clearer bodily feedback. Health improves not because something is fixed or healed, but because the system is no longer fighting itself. Decisions and direction. What changes structurally? Urgency drops. Mental force reduces. Timing becomes perceptible. What this allows, decisions that feel obvious instead of heavy, fewer reversals or second guessing or regrets, movement that doesn't require motivation. Action becomes quieter and more permanent. Finances and work. What changes structurally? Less compensation-driven behavior, reduced tolerance for misaligned effort, clearer recognition of value and exchange. What this allows is more accurate choices about where energy goes, fewer entanglements based on fear or scarcity, work that stabilizes rather than depletes. This does not create instant abundance. It removes leakage. The first step. Community and contribution. What changes structurally? Less need to prove usefulness, less identity-based contribution, clearer sense of when to engage or withdraw. What this allows: participation without self-erasure, contribution without burnout, community based on coherence, not roles. People contribute because they are present, not because they are needed. Your internal experience, what changes structurally? Less internal noise, fewer competing impulses, reduced self-surveillance, What this allows: quiet confidence, emotional resilience without control, a sense of being in one piece, not elevated, not detached, integrated. These are the baseline, the foundation, which expands and is built on from there. When the original divine human template is online, life does not become perfect. There are no guarantees or promised outcomes. It becomes less distorted. This allows relationships to organize by truth, health to stabilize through coherence, decisions to emerge without force, resources to circulate without leakage, contribution to occur without self-sacrifice. Nothing new is added. What was always there is finally allowed to function. Most people feel the activation or coming online to feel intense. They expect it to feel intense. But intensity usually comes from compensation, from adrenaline, urgency, or emotion. The original template isn't intense. It is quietly stable. And at first, that can feel strange because we are so used to pressure-driven motion that stillness can feel like nothing is happening. But nothing happening is often a sign that the system is finally not fighting itself. You won't be given steps here, not because nothing is possible, but because techniques often keep the switch external. The original template doesn't turn on through effort. It turns on when the system stops overriding itself. That begins with recognition. Recognition that you were never meant to live half on. You are not behind. Nothing essential is missing. Something essential has simply been held back, and it can return without force. These videos are not about becoming divine. It's about becoming fully human, without suppression, without fragmentation, without constant self-management. Each conversation, each video will remove one layer of interference, not to improve you, but to allow what is already true to function. For now, notice this. There is a difference between functioning and being fully present. Let me repeat that. There is a difference between functioning and being fully present. If that resonates with you, even slightly, the template exists. You don't need to uncover it today. You do not need to activate it so it is fully online today. Just recognize that it is real.